Dr. John Daniels is a practicing physician who a year ago decided to pick up a new hobby. Today he's joining us to promote his new book, The Intern. Welcome, John.
Thank you very much.
So, full-time physician, obviously a well-established career, and you decided to start writing a book. Now, that's not something you decide like overnight. You've probably had an interest and love for writing.
Oh, ever since I was in high school, I wanted to write a book. But I also wanted to be a doctor, so that came first. And I've always been a voracious reader, always wanted to write, always admired the creativity of all the different authors I've read, and finally decided it's now or never.
Yeah. So you took the challenge. And when you said you were a voracious reader, did you love to read a certain type of genre that led you to the book you wrote, or?
Well, I always loved the classic fiction books. Somerset Maugham was my favorite author. But I'm very eclectic when it comes to fiction.
Yeah. Okay, so you set out to write this book, and the book, give us a little synopsis of the storyline.
The storyline is about a gay Southern boy who's a prodigy, grows up in Mississippi, goes to medical school, and then graduates and goes to New York City for his internship, goes to a very prestigious internship. And he's gay, and he falls in love, and it's about an intense love affair between two men.
And so what was the reason you chose that particular subject?
Well,
obviously you have the medical background to write about that.
I'm gay. I wanted to write, I really wanted the heterosexual population to, I wanted the book to be for the heterosexual population.
Okay, so sort of demystify the gay relationship.
I have friends who find it still very hard to understand how a man can love another man.
Yeah.
Or a woman can love another woman.
Sure.
And I really wanted to demystify that.
That's interesting.
And I wanted to do it in the context of medical training. People are interested in how doctors become trained. And so I wanted to do it in that context, something I know something about.
Absolutely. So it has that appeal as well. So when you wrote the book, you wrote with the reader in mind, and the reader in your mind was a heterosexual.
That's correct, yeah. I did not want this to be a gay book. I want it to be very bland sexually. There's nothing explicit in it. And, so I really wanted it to be for mainstream population.
Yeah, and have you had feedback yet from the mainstream population?
Yeah, I mean, most of the feedback has been from people I know, so they're not going to say too much bad about it. The feedback has actually been quite good. And,
friends are always good for reviews, right? Yeah, but that's good though, so that people feel it's approachable. It's an approachable subject for them.
It is, yes. There's been a number of reviews on Amazon from people I don't know, and they're quite good, actually. Good.
That's really great news. And so let's talk a little bit about the writing process, because when you've got a full-time job and a family, that can be a challenge. How did you fit writing into your life?
Well, I've written a number of scientific articles and chapters for medical textbooks. It's very structured and very different than creative writing. I actually took a couple of creative writing courses, and learned that it really wasn't very helpful. And I learned that writing fiction is very much like practicing medicine. You have to practice. You have to do it to be able to be successful at it.
So did you throw away a lot of pages?
Oh my gosh. My first iteration was 600 pages, and I finally pared it down to 300 pages.
Really?
My first iteration was awful.
So you just kept writing and writing, you end up with 600 pages. And what was that editing process like?
It was very, I did it probably 50 times. And even my last iteration, the published version, I could probably take it and revise it another 25 times. But then you come to a point, you say enough is enough, and publish it.
You just go with it, right? All right, we're going to take a quick break. When we come back, we're going to talk more about the book and how we can find the book. Stay with us here at STL Live. We'll have much more with Dr. John Daniels after this break.